I'm just going to do some head lowering with Atlas here. So I have lead rope attached to his halter. I'm just asking him to lower his head. I'm using negative reinforcement here, so just gentle pressure. And then if I need to, I'll have him target my hand, which he also knows how to do. But I just figured I would see what he would do in response to this, and he did really well. So as soon as he puts his head down, I release, and then I click. Like here, he's already putting his head down, so he just follows the rope down. That looks really nice. So I'm just playing with that and seeing what he thinks about that, because I want to have him. He is used to some pressure. Obviously, he leads with the lead rope, and I want him to be comfortable with that and used to that, and not afraid of it. But I'm not going to apply it in an intense way either. So like we're just going to review a little bit of our leading. And sometimes, like, especially in the beginning, he was very fearful of ropes. So I have him target the rope quite a bit. And I also like to make sure that he is going off of rope cues and not my body language cue. Like here, I'm asking him to stop with the rope. So I'm just taking the slack out, having him halt, and then as I keep going, and then I reinforce him for that. So as soon as he stops moving and I can continue walking, I click, and then I'll feed him, or I release the rope and then I click and feed him. So I'm trying to work on that and just review that, because I do get in the habit of just leading him around at liberty everywhere, and then I'm like, oh crap, if something were to happen, I need to work on his halter and lead rope skills with the leading with those, and down the road. So I need to work on that. But here's his backup. That looks good, and we worked on this quite a bit. Probably the first year I had him or the second year I had him, we worked on this a lot, but it's very sporadic. But the good thing with a lot of positive reinforcement is that they remember it really well. So that is very helpful. He remembers it pretty well. So, and I just have a really short, or the shortest lead rope that I have. It's a lead rope that I got when I bought a horse. It just came with her, and it's been cut off at the end, so it's not the same, like the regular length of a lead rope. So here I'm just practicing him standing with me for a while, so it's not always go, go, go. But I like this lead rope because it's really stiff. So it's not gonna get tangled in his legs, and it's short, so it's again probably not gonna get tangled in his legs, and so that's why I'm using it right now. It's one of my most used ones, though, even though it's kind of the roughest looking one. So there, I'm just having him follow that feel of the lead rope over to the left, and take the slack out of the rope and have him follow it over, and he does really well with this. I think I psych myself out, and I'm like, oh, I want to make sure that he's good with following the pressure and responding to pressure, and then I do these little reviews, and he does really well. So there, he's backing up, and he's just doing pretty good. But I like to just kind of do these occasionally, make sure he's cool with this, um, like there. So I'm asking him to go forward with the rope pressure, having him halt with the rope pressure while I keep going. Perfect. So all of that is looking really nice. And then I wanted to work on getting him used to just the rope dragging next to him. So I wanted him to lead next to me and have that rope just kind of drag on the ground next to him. Probably should use a little bit longer rope. I think I've worked on this in the past, and then I just haven't in a long time, so I'm just kind of reviewing a little bit. But I think he's okay with this enough to where I could have used a longer rope. But I'm trying to work. I think maybe before I had the rope on the outside and then me and then him, and now I have it on the inside. So maybe that's why I went and opted for that shorter rope. But I just want him to take a few steps and have that rope just nice and pretty close to him. I don't want to get too close, but close enough that he can see it and hear it. He definitely can see it from this angle, but this is what I'm looking for. And he knows how to follow my hand target, so that's what I'm doing here, and trying to get that rope to just kind of drag next to him. So that's another of his fears, is just ropes in general, but especially when they start dragging after you, because then it feels like to him that they're chasing him, um, and that's not great. So um, want to just work on that, try and pair it with food, counter condition that, so when he sees that rope following him, he's like, oh, opportunity for food. So that's what we're working on here. That's why we're doing little baby steps, so it's not too much and he's not overfaced. And it just goes back to that fear thing. So that's why you've seen in the other videos where I'm using just the lead rope and he's loose. I mean, he is here too, but there was a few where he was like out in the yard. There, I'm having him target it, and he was like, I was dragging the rope and having him target the rope and having him use a start button for me to touch him with the rope. All of those were building blocks for these behaviors. I'm targeting it while I drag it away. Lots and lots and lots of targeting the rope. That was really what worked best for him. Following the rope, leading while he targets it. That worked really well. That's why you see me doing that periodically. I still do that occasionally. So yeah, see how I'm offering it to him. So, because he also was afraid of it like touching his muzzle, so like underneath his muzzle, that was really scary. So all those pieces were scary for him. So I'm just kind of working on each of those things and make sure he's cool with it. So kind of moves a little bit on the ground now. He has a little bit of a reaction to it, but not bad. So I just want to move it a little bit. That was better. But I just want him to think of the rope as just another big target. If it moves, it's not a big deal. See, every time he's getting a little bit better there. He raised his head up slower than he did the last few times, so that looks really great. So I'm trying to have him follow me this way, and we'll drag the rope this way. So that's perfect. I also have him target the rope sometimes, like if I'm brushing him, I'll just throw the rope on the ground and he can target it and stay there with it. That works really well as well. And he really actually likes that game quite a bit. So that was a good one because a lot of times we get stuck just having him stand by a cone and then I groom him. But the lead rope worked really well because I'm kind of doing two things at once. I can get him to station while I groom him, but I can also kind of work on getting him used to and pairing good things with the rope. So that worked out too. So he looks really good with this.